Say you just sold your first mobile app, or maybe your company was acquired by some search engine giant. Well, congratulations. What are you going to do with all that money? You could invest in a retirement plan, you could even buy some real estate, but we'd suggest this. Hi, I'm Marty Padgett from Motor Authority, and we're here today to take you on a very special first ride of the McLaren 570S. For the engineering purist, the McLaren hits home. It's still a relative unknown in the sports car world, marked out by Porsche and Ferrari, but it makes its mark with utter distinction. It's carbon fiber at its core, but it wears a slinky aluminum outer skin pulled tight over the passenger cabin and drivetrain. Every panel is tweaked and tuned for aero. Long stalks hold the mirrors away from the body to cut down on drag, just like the muscular pieces that shoot air into the mid-engine bay across the doors. It's all flying buttresses, Nike-esque swooshes, big diffusers, and cat-eyed LED lights. It doesn't look like anything else in its universe. So climb in here with me, but do it a little more gracefully than I'm going to. These scissor doors, they look fantastic, but that big sill makes it really hard to get in and out of this car. Jump that hurdle and the McLaren's cockpit fits snug and cozy. It's somewhere between a tailor-made suit and a superbike. The Corvette should have this much room, or seats as supportive as these. The electronic gauges sit in a tiny pod, and the portrait-style touchscreen in the middle has these vents at the top that kind of give it a face. It looks a little like it's astonished and aghast at what's about to come when you punch the start button. As well it should be. The heart of the 570S is a small but ruthlessly wound-up V8. The 3.8-liter twin-turbo engine smacks out 562 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque from right behind your thorax. It's mounted low for better weight distribution, and the car only weighs about 2,900 pounds. So it's no surprise that with a 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox, the 570 can snap off 0 to 60 times of about 3.1 seconds and rattle the windows at a claimed 204 miles per hour. Now this twin-turbo V8, it'll run up all the way to 8,100 RPM. There's just one problem. When you're not at 8,100 RPM, it just doesn't sound very distinguished. It almost sounds like a twin-turbo V6. That sounds better. You could use more of that British naughty, a little less of the British reserve. The thrust is undeniable, and so is the McLaren's handling brilliance. You connect with it through electro-hydraulic steering, a set of adaptive dampers, staggered 19 and 20-inch wheels with Pirelli P0 Corsa tires, and standard carbon ceramic brakes. Almost everything toggles through a normal mode into progressively more thrilling sport and track modes. You can turn off stability control completely for the days where there's track time available and affordable. It's agile to a fault, even on dimpled and scabby roads like this one. Rock the carbon fiber shift paddles on their fulcrum, grip low on the flat-bottom steering wheel, and the 570S turns into a scalpel. This is one of the most focused cars I've driven in a while. It's incredibly well damped for something that can really go right to the track, but it's also crisp and responsive, more so than a lot of the other high-buck sports cars you could name. McLaren says most of its owners drive their cars regularly, so things like good seats and good storage space are a passing concern at least. There's enough room under the hood for a couple of gym bags, and gas mileage, well, it's better than some F-150s at 19 miles per gallon combined. Being a boutique brand shows up in some obvious ways though. The 570S has a rear view camera and navigation with a portrait-style touchscreen, just like Volvo and Tesla, just like it should be. But it's just the interface and the look, they're about a decade out of date. Bluetooth and satellite radio are fine, but we're not mad at all about the McLaren's in-car lap timers and available in-car race cameras. Where the 570S is no different from the other supercars in its niche is the upsell. The base sticker price of $187,400 includes all the good hardware, but who among us is going to turn down $4,000 worth of brilliant orange paint, or these luscious $3,700 5-spoke wheels, or all this carbon fiber trim to the tune of almost $10,000. So what's the bottom line with the McLaren 570S? Well, you could do something like a high-end 911 turbo, even an Acura NSX, but you'd be missing out on the visceral Formula One feel, not to mention the air of mystery that comes with driving one of the rarest supercars of them all. I'm Marty Padgett. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.